Dela write my MVVs. Welcome.
So we heard that Ooni of Ife in his devastation had called his friend who happens to be the Nigerian ambassador to the UK. And upon calling his friend, he started lamenting and complaining about what had transpired between himself and Olori Naomi, that Naomi flew and took Tadenikawo to the UK without his consent, and that he was going to call his lawyers already, that they were going to file a suit against the UK embassy, that for allowing Olori Naomi to take the child to the UK without the father's permission. Now, of course, you do know that Ooni of Ife is a very big king. Upon hearing this, the Nigerian ambassador to the UK started pulling strings and making calls to see what happened, how they had been able to go and they did the application and everything for the visa and all of that. Why they did not collect a consent note from the father. That's a Kabiyesi, who is always, of course, doing his letters with a seal. You will know that that is a seal. Now, as Ooni of Ife finished talking to the friend, they said he also called his lawyer to begin to prepare documentation to file a suit. But as they were talking and pulling strings and trying to find out what had happened, calling here and there, they discovered that Olori Naomi did not even apply for visa. That Olori Naomi has how many years visa in that passport? And you know what will even shock you right now is that it was Ooni of Ife who applied for that visa for Olori Naomi. Yes, so they said that there was a time Ooni of Ife was to travel to the UK. Ooni of Ife had applied for the visa for Olori Naomi, for Tadenikawo, for Dr. Elizabeth, and for Adewamiwa. And they all got how many years visa for the for the UK. You know that Tadenikawo was born in Nigeria. Ooni has a diplomatic passport, that all of them have this diplomatic passport. So you have to put a stamp and all of that, the visa and all of that, and that. The visa on their main passport, Nigerian passports, okay? And they said that one, Ooni of Ife was the one who filed, like their logistic, the person, I don't know if it's logistic, the one who is doing their logistic in the palace, was the one who applied for that visa. Sorry, I am outside. I know the sound is noisy. I am actually outside, okay? So that it was that visa that Olori Naomi traveled with. So she has been traveling with that visa for the past 1 year, like going to 2 years now, the same visa. So it was while they were calling and making all of this, because Ooni of Ife was very upset, that they found out that Naomi has got a visa. I don't know how many years visa. Is it 5 years visa or so? And it's the same visa that the Ooni of Ife applied for, that Olori Naomi is still using. And so if you say that you are going to go and file a suit against them, where are you taking the suit to? Are you filing the suit against yourself for giving them visa? This is everything that they said to the Ooni of Ife, that Ooni of Ife has no grounds whatsoever to file a suit against Olori Naomi. So basically, upon finding out that it was the same visa that Ooni had applied for that Olori Naomi is using right now, there was nothing, like Ooni just found out that there was nothing he could do. And you know, he was very, very upset. So now that these people have called the Ooni of Ife to tell Ooni of Ife their findings, I don't know what he's going to do, because he had already left a thread in Akure that if Naomi does not show up, with Tadenikawo, he was going to arrest Olori Naomi's uncle. And do you know that one thing that we have heard is that Ooni of Ife is just very upset with Olori Naomi's uncle, because he feels that this man is the one who is giving Naomi the morale to continue to act the way she is acting. Ooni of Ife feels like if not for the fact that this man is being so serious and encouraging Naomi not to return back to that marriage, Naomi probably would have taken what is left of her and returned back to the marriage. I think Kabiyesi, I don't know, I wanted to just put Naomi in a place where at the end of the day, Naomi will not have a choice but just to agree to return back and stay with those Oloris in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. But as God will have it, people who were supporting Naomi to return back to that marriage, all of them are against her return to the marriage. They feel like the whole thing has become so messy. As a matter of fact, even those who had hopes that, even though things went so bad, there's still a possibility that they can fix it. Right now, even those people are giving up. Because Ooni of Ife has made it very clear that he is even marrying more wives. And these women are going to be with him in that palace. Now, is Naomi supposed to just join the bandwagon and begin to fight, and she will just disrespect herself and all of that? And Naomi is so precious to people. This is what nobody wants for Olori Naomi, because we all feel that Olori Naomi deserves more than that. So what happened right now? No, they said this is what happened. That Oni now found out that it's the same visa that he applied for, the same visa that he got for Olori Naomi, that Naomi has been using to fly. And so if you say you want to go and sue the embassy or sue, how do you sue them when you were the one who presented the documentation that brought about the approval of the visa? So this is where the situation is right now. He is, they said, even at that, he's still blowing brimstone and pepper on Olori Naomi's family, that they must bring Tadenikawo back. That right now, they say what he is saying is that he wants his son back. He wants his son back. And you and I know that this he wants his son back that he's doing is because Olori Naomi is not forthcoming. Olori Naomi has been very adamant about not returning back to the palace. And that is why Ooni of Ife is talking about Tadenikawo, because Ooni of Ife also knows that Naomi cannot do without Tadenikawo. Anything that will make Oni bring Tadenikawo and keep in the palace, you see that Naomi will follow that Tadenikawo and come to that palace. Naomi will fight and fight to have her child back, because number one, Naomi knows that Tadenikawo cannot be saved in the palace. Number two, Naomi does not want anything to happen to her son. Number three, that is Naomi's first son and her only son. Number four, Naomi loved that boy as though her life depends on Tadenikawo. So no matter what, Naomi is going to go to anywhere Tadenikawo is. And Oni is using that strategy to try and bring Naomi into the palace, because right now, from what we are hearing, he is insisting that he wants to take Tadenikawo from Olori Naomi, because he does not want to make a mistake where some other person will end up raising Tadenikawo rather than himself. This is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. And I'll keep telling you, whatever information you get on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you. These are all rumored information.